should actually just start recording this. Yeah, hi. Hello. This is a very special, very quick tutorial, very improvised for a very specific case of animating a talking head for an avatar. So I have a concept here of that one. Let's just pull it in on a timeline and let's display the stack timeline so we can do timeline settings here. And we can not use the project settings. I want to have it about the size of, let's say, 500 by 500 should be a good value. And oh yeah. So once a timeline is created, you cannot change the timeline frame rate. So quick detour. An animated GIF, animated the GIF does not use frames per second. Actually, it's using milliseconds per frame, which means you can actually have different values. So you can have shorter frames and longer frames, but I'm not sure if you can edit it in DaVinci. So if anyone knows if you can edit this in DaVinci on a frame basis, I would be interested to know. Let me know. What I was trying to explain is the shortest amount of time, as far as I know, is 20 milliseconds per frame, which means for a second, that's 50. So 50 frames per second would give you the smoothest export in an animated GIF. So we're going to cancel that. We're going to delete the timeline again. We're going to make a new timeline, get off the project settings, and we're going to call it again for 500 by 500. This time we're going to go with the 50 frames per second. Scale the image to fit is good. Now, see, now we have the square thing, and now we're going to pull in the avatar. There we have it. So what we're going to do next. What we're going to do next is we need a version without mouth, and we need a version with only the mouth. So first thing is we're going to go into the Fusion. So keep the thing selected and make sure that the playhead is on the selected thing only, like the nothing above. Go into the Fusion page. And there we have our Fusion, the node editor, every time blowing my mind. It's not in layers, it's in nodes. It's super powerful if you understand it. If you don't understand it, like me, it's like a headache every time, but it's not that hard. So what we want to do, I'm not able to talk. What we want to do is we want to add color over this area here to cover the mouth with the color of the skin. So we're gonna use a background layer. I mean, it's not a background, in this case it's kind of a foreground layer, and we need to merge these two together. So we need a merge node. I'm gonna put the merge node here onto this line. So the image, the media in, is going into the background, and on top of that, into the foreground, that's the green one, we want to have our background. Yeah, see, let's call it just color. Are we British? Actually, we are British, right? So that's here then. And we're gonna plug that into the green thing. So our image is covered in color. Color in this case is black. So if we make something that we can see, like green, see, this one. So we're gonna, and now we need to limit the area of the color. We do that with the mask. That's this one. We just add a mask here. It's automatically collected to the mask input. That's the blue one. And we're gonna, and I see it's not gonna work already because we're not gonna be able to cover it with properly with a thing. So let's delete the rectangle mask again, and let's do a polygonal mask, whatever. Okay, so let's see. We can add it here, polygon mask into that, and we need to draw it like here, around the mouth, super nice. And it's covered with green goo. But we want to have it in skin tone. So let's go back to the color and just pick with the color picker the skin tone. So there we have it. Looks like a person without a mouth. I'm gonna shut up because we're a person without a mouth. Okay, let's copy this. For the next step is gonna be the mouth only. So let's have it here. Go back into the Fusion thing. And we don't need the color in this case, so let's delete the color. We don't need to merge this, but we're gonna use the same mask and apply it to the thing. And there we have the mouth only. Let's go back to the edit page. We see mouth only, person without mouth. And if we put those above each other, we have back our original, right? So the complete person is there. The nice thing now is that we can animate the mouth. So to do that, we have on top the layer that we want to work with in the Fusion tab. So playhead is on the layer is on top, back to the Fusion. So now we are going to use, let's move this a little bit over there. And if you press the Control and Spacebar, Control key and Spacebar, you're getting the select tool, and we are going to search for the transformer thingy. There we have it, the transformer. Gonna add that into it, and we're gonna put it here. Cannot put it here. Do I need to press Shift? Okay. Press and hold Shift, put it here in the middle, and then it's like connected. Because yeah, that's transform node is affecting everything that is going on, like in the input node. Everything you put into it is gonna be transformed, and then it's gonna be outputted. Oh damn, language is difficult. So far so good. What was I about to say? Yeah. So the transform node, if it's selected, you have here the tools on the right side, and we can just, see, it's talking already, but it's moving very weirdly because the pivot point is not correct. So we need to move the pivot point. That's this line. We need it lower. No, in this direction. We just click and drag the value. So about here in the middle of the mouth should feel better now. See, if we move that up and down, looks like talking. All right, press the little dot here to reset it. Okay. So yeah, the next thing we need to do is keyframe these spots. But before we do that, we need to decide on how long this is gonna last. So I mean, we can edit it later, but if we do it at first, I think it feels a little bit correcter, easier. I don't know. I think about 30 frames should be enough. So it's kind of a little bit more than half a second. So if we press play here, yeah, it's gonna start open, it's gonna close about in the middle, and it's gonna open up again at the end. Does it make sense? I think it makes sense, right? Why is this red? Oh, because we're outside the parameters. Okay, so we have the timeline here again. So we start at 0, we end at 30, so beginning of 29, and about here. So how to keyframe this now? Keyframe is select the transform node. It is selected, so you have the values here. We start at 0 with the full value. Click this little button to enter a keyframe. Then we go about into the middle, 15. Change the value to, I don't know, something like this. Feels about right. It's adding a keyframe automatically. And then we go back to the last frame and reset it again. Keyframe is set. You see the white lines here, means there's a keyframe. And let's press play. Yeah, let's go back to the edit. Activate the loop and play again. Oh, that's it. Now it's talking. Let's go back into the animation and be a little bit fancy, just a tiny bit fancy. So you see in the spline editor, like the graph showing here, yeah, there, if it's not activated, you can click this one here. So I was, yeah, sorry. If you don't see that editor activated up there, you can also see the keyframes, but we don't use the keyframes now. We want to have the splines because we can make nice curves after it. We'll select the first keyframe and grab this anchor here and move it a little bit out and do the same for the left side. So it's not just moving very linearly, but it's moving a bit like blah, blah, blah. See? Let's go back to the edit page. We see it in the real frame rate. Blah, 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 blah. I think it looks a little bit smoother. You can play around a lot with the values, like editing the curves, see what works best for you. But I think that's quite a good spot to say we finished the animation. Everything we need to do now is go to the delivery page and say we want to have, yes, export the video. We want to have where is it? A GIF, an animated the GIF, timeline. Sorry, timeline resolution. Yeah, frame rate. Export. That's important. That was the thing I was searching for. We want the transparency. That's the alpha channel. And then we're gonna need to add a location. Let's put it. I'll put it here on the desktop with talkie, right? And then we edit the render queue here and just say render all. Shouldn't take too long because it's very short. And there we go. That should be it. We have talkie. There you have your talkie. And let me know if it works for you.